dramatic fashion.
Brought you right out of your chair, didn't it?
Oh, big
Wow.
time. That was a great, great shot he made.
And here's the break. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Everything's falling now, and this lead continues to increase.
Yeah, it's just way too hard to keep up with a scoring pace like this. I mean, and that's why the defense is having a tough time.
And Batum kicks to Matthews. Outside for Batum. Drains the three-pointer.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Feeds it to Howard. And Houston again with the bucket.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
Agreed. I mean, you look at the points, I mean, they're getting a lot of baskets off of assists, so the offense really clicking here.
They'd love to get more of those, the easiest 2-point spots, and on a fierce finish.
Yeah, and that's exactly how they're going to cut into the lead, Kevin.
Yeah, that's why they've got to tighten up their D, and I'd be surprised if the defense allows any more free runs to the hoop like that.
That's his first personal foul.
And the defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws here.
A nice job that time of attacking the paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that. Dwight Howard for his career is under 60% from the free throw line. He says it's mental. He said he shot them well in high school, and he's really declined advice on improving his free throw shooting. He doesn't want to overthink it. But when you see the way he short arms that shot consistently, it's impossible to be a good free throw shooter if you're not consistent in your form.
Out of bounds, Rockets ball as Houston keeps possession. There's 1:17 left in the third. Just 5 to shoot. Ariza has the open look. Connects, the jumper drops. Ariza's got 8 points in the quarter. And for Howard, he's tried some wild things to improve his free throw shooting, Steve. He's practiced with his eyes closed to learn to trust his form. Muscle memory, I guess you'd say.
Well, he's always had that interesting technique where he doesn't really extend his arm and his elbow on his follow-through. But I think he's gotten a little better this past year. I thought he had moments, particularly in the playoffs, where teams had to refrain from doing the hack of Dwight because he made 4 or 5 in a row. And that's one of his strengths, knocking down those long-range jumpers.
Harden kicks to Beverly. Harden outside. In low to Howard. Aldridge with the block. Harden against Lillard. Kicks it to Batum. That 3 off the mark. Now, here is Harden to the paint. Ariza can't cash in from close range. Houston leading by 8. We've got Moniunas. He's out there with Joey Dorsey. And it's Papanicolaou in the small forward position. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Matthews into the lane. And the shot is good.
Unstoppable offense from both teams. I love the pace this game has been played at.
So does everybody else in the building. This has been a fun one.
Canaan kicks to Moniunas. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Houston.
Boy, their passing has been picturesque. A thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And another thing that's obviously helped them here, guys, is how hot they've been from the three-point line. They've been on fire. As great as Aldridge was in the first half of last year, you felt like he was going to really kick it into overdrive in the second half of the season because of his all-star snub.
And Aldridge saying he should have been a starter in last year's All-Star game. Probably comparing the Blazers record at the time to that of Kevin Love's of Minnesota.
Yeah, but it's not just team success. I mean, one thing for Aldridge, he takes some tough shots. A 23-point per game score, but his shooting efficiency was actually below average last season.
Timeout called, the Rockets. Well, Steve, without a doubt, the biggest surprise, especially early on last season, was the dominant play of the Portland Trail Blazers.
Yeah, a team that had been projected to fight for a playoff spot was instead one of the 3 or 4 best teams in the West all season long.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Kevin McHale coaching his team during that break. His message was this: all of us know these guys are capable of exploding and putting up points in a hurry. So I don't want to see anybody letting up until that final whistle blows. Guys, back to you.
Harden, no good.
And, you know, one of the things I think that was key for the Blazers was they addressed their 2 biggest issues, depth and interior defense. Robin Lopez gave them that paint protection and rebounding, and they completely overhauled their bench. 6 of their 14 roster spots changed hands.
At the line for the Trail.
And the bench for Portland bringing in both veterans and younger talent. Thomas Robinson, C.J. McCollum can grow with this team. You got to give this Blazers front office a lot of credit.
Now, here is Harden. It's blocked by Lopez. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here.
9 seconds on the shot clock.
A little over a minute and a half of the 4th quarter gone now. Reza dishes to Howard. And he gets it to go.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Lillard attacking. That one's in there. Rocket lead is cut to just 9 on the basket from Aldridge.
That's good, unselfish play there because his shot was tougher. Instead, he went to his teammate.
Now here's Howard. The feed to Beverly. Ariza outside. From the arc. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Lopez has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Matthews has got 4 points now in the quarter.
I'll tell you what, he's enjoyed a very good day shooting the ball so far. He can bring them right back into this.
And it's slammed in by Jones.
Took the safe route there. Wasn't about to do anything that would get him in trouble on that one.
Nope. Up and in with one hand, the most basic finish possible.
And yet, he still made it look pretty good.
Harden against Matthews. Ariza has the open look. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Ariza's got the lead up to 12 now for the Rockets. Lillard attacking.
James Harden with the most famous beard in the NBA. In fact, he leaves his barber in charge of trimming it, so you can give him all the credit, or maybe the blame, depending on how you look at it.
And both free throws good for Damian Lillard.
Lillard has been playing really well.
9 points, and what a game he's had passing the ball, too.
Yeah, to watch him spread the ball around, get everybody involved is a thing of beauty.
Jones sets the pick for Harden. And it's Terrence Jones with the finish.
Boy, the pass there floated up to the precise spot where it needed to be.
And no messing around in the finish, huh? He powers it through.
Sure didn't waste any time there.
I'll tell you what, that is going to be an alley-oop we'll see on the highlight reel the next few days.
Howard with this screen on Matthews. And it's Ariza in the corner. And it's Houston with another.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
Lillard attacking. Rejected by Howard. Lopez passes to Matthews. From past the arc. And he gets it to go.
I'm not sure who was supposed to pick him up, but somebody's going to get an earful from the coach for leaving him that wide open.
Now, here's Harden.
So it looks like just playing the last bit of this game out in what should be a nice win here for Houston.
Steve, I agree. And, you know, I think the attitude was very impressive. Clark, you talked about this before the game. Definitely a competitive game, and they fought through it each step of the way.
Yeah, absolutely. They put a tremendous performance in terms of effort and intensity, and they deserve to win this one.
Fantastic show put on. What an amazing game all around it was for James Harden. He just looked like an orchestrator out there, keeping his teammates involved, running to the open spots. I mean, he would constantly find them more often than not.
And it's Ariza in the corner. Fires the three. Harden missing again. The shot by Lillard wide open. The step back jumper is good.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
And Beverly gets to Ariza. Batum dishes to Lillard. Back to Batum. Fires from the corner. Again, the Trailblazers good for two.